This Monday night, we're sending you back to the podcast.
Oh, jeez. Hey.
All right, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Josh Delgado. It's my sister Glenda Delgado. We're back. Top news of the day. The long national debate has finally been settled. Titanic and Avatar James Cameron director finally gave in to years of peer pressure that Jack probably could have lasted long enough with Rose to survive. Listen, he always said no, he wouldn't make it, blah, blah, blah. He's finally caving in. He probably could have survived. It's his fault for... He put a big door. That was, you should have just make a smaller door. That was it.
Yeah.
They could have been on top of each other. I know people think Mythbusters debunked it. They said if they had put the, what's it called? The life vest?
The life jacket on him.
No, not on him. Underneath the door. So it helps the door stay, which most people are not going to think of anyway. So I don't.
Yeah, no.
But
that's
I watched.
a good idea.
It's a great idea. You got to think. You got to think outside the box.
I feel like when you're in survival mode, you kind of do.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
But their experiment is flawed because I was watching the clips and like they're they're fatter than them. They're petite and those guys are like fat and they're wearing life vests while doing
Josh.
Well, I'm just saying they're wearing. It's like putting our dad.
Neither one of them were fat, but I see what you're saying.
They're bigger. They definitely weigh more. They definitely look at Leo. Leo's like 90 pounds in that movie. Both
you're saying the actors that did the stunt or the actors
are way more. Kate and Leo are way more petite, obviously, than the Mythbuster guys.
Okay.
Oh, your sound just got way better. Also, they were wearing life vests themselves when they're doing the experiment, so it's kind of like, no, you got to go all in, bro. You got to go no life vests, similar weights. With their weights, I think with them on top of each other, it would have worked. But
yeah.
James, go ahead.
He had to test it differently because he couldn't get the water as cold, obviously. So he kept them in longer. So it's still, it's an experiment that we don't know 100% is accurate. He said himself that there's other variables,
I'm just glad.
But he said maybe even hours. It's crazy though.
What's 4 hours?
That Jack might have even lasted hours. There's a possibility.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean,
yeah.
I just like that he finally admitted it because people, always I talk about how stubborn he is, and those kind of directors really are. But
well, he's still okay. But did you watch it? He still defended it because he said,
of course, he is.
Because he said, regardless, Jack, his only goal was to save Rose, so he wouldn't have taken any risk.
Yeah, so just make a smaller door next time. That's all. he should have went the George Lucas route and just CGI the doorway smaller, and then nobody could complain.
Well,
I'm glad he
what
doesn't
I
do
always
that,
thought
though.
was weird?
What?
I don't know. You thought it was weird that no one else tried to take her door. Like they tried to sink her down, and I'm surprised nobody was fighting her for her door.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, they did kind of because they were sinking her down and stuff like that. They kind of went to the side though. They kind of we just watched it for Valentine's Day.
We did too for Valentine's Day. Yeah,
I hated that movie when it came out. I remember we went to Glendale to see it, me and Bobby, and then Myra was there.
Okay. Do you know that her dad worked on it?
No, what the hell? And it's another one.
So fun fact, it was the only time I got to meet her dad. I went to Mexico, and they had the studio there. Yeah, in Ensenada. Yeah, I crossed the border. I remember I was like a teenager, and we walked across the border. He picked us up. He was very sweet, and he was showing us all the stuff that he worked on. Like he had different like clothing and stuff. He worked in the costume department.
So he got that job because he was living there, or?
Yeah, and I guess he had the skill set that they needed. So that movie is very personal to Myra because she lost her dad not too long after that, and so that's why she went. She went a lot often. That's why you saw her, because it meant something to her because her dad was in it and he participated in it.
And that was our vacation spot. We used to go there all the time in Sonata.
True. Yeah, true.
That's the reason I know it.
Yeah, that's right.
Me and Bobby hated the movie. Like, what the hell is this love story? I enjoyed it a little bit more now, but a little bit more, but it's still like whatever. I don't know.
I like it. I like it.
I don't like Kate Winslet that much. I don't think she.
Huh?
Like, they could have got somebody better than Kate Winslet. I don't think she adds anything.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like blasphemy.
You know
Wow.
what's funny? I what's her name? Ariana Grande. You know that Disney voice she used? I don't know if you ever watched it. I didn't really watch it, but I've seen the clips of her Disney voice. It's like
Oh,
very
okay.
woo, doo, doo. Kate Winslet is
Yeah.
just Ariana Grande the whole movie. Oh no, Jack, you shouldn't do that. I was like, oh my gosh, she sounds like Ariana Grande.
No,
Obviously,
she does. Oh,
that
not at all.
Don't notice, I wasn't invited to go with you guys to the movies last night either. So, I hate spiders too. But if a spider was having a birthday party, I could swing by for some cake.
Well, you have a gift, Jack. You do.
God, where would the Master at Arms take someone under arrest? No! I'm doing this with or without your help, sir. But without will take longer.
that obviously Ariana Grande came after her, but it's just like I'll put it side by side. They're talking the exact same way. Oh no, Jack,
Okay,
you
play
shouldn't
side
do
by side
that.
because
I'm like, does Kate
I
Winslet
think
really sound like that? Like it sounds so goofy.
it's so. I thought she looked so charming, so cute.
Nah,
I just thought she was so perfect, and I saw her. I already liked her before that. Did you ever see Heavenly Creatures?
no.
Daddy showed it to us. So it's a foreign film, and she was in that movie with the girl in The Last of Us. Actually, the last episode. Um, but she's so good. I don't see it as like a Disney role, but she's naive. I didn't realize too. Did you realize this that she's a 16-year-old? She's playing a 16-year-old in the
No,
movie.
I don't think they mentioned that at all.
They do. They oh my God, they
I
do
missed
because
it. I didn't.
they don't mention her age, but they say oh, they said some number, and Chris and I looked at each other. We're like, "What? She's 16 years old then?"
Yeah, she looks 30, so I don't know about that. They could
Well,
have.
no, I
Well, that
mean,
explains the Ariana Grande voice there from Disney.
that's what I'm saying is that she does play like a young, naive
Well,
kid.
how old is
You know,
Jack then? I mean, Jack looks 16. She don't look 16. Jack looks 16. Uh,
yeah. I think he's supposed to be around the same. Well, actually, I think he's probably older because like he's traveling. Who knows? I don't know how old Jack is. I don't think he
yeah, he's been
says,
traveling. Oh,
yeah,
okay, you know what's the creepiest thing about that movie though? That Maria pointed out, and then we were watching like a recap after the movie. Sometimes we like, I like to watch fact stuffs about movies and stuff like that.
yeah.
Jack's paintings. There's one where it looks like it's a little 5-year-old girl, hands over her naked breast, and like, is that her dad?
Yeah,
Like, what's going on with that,
I
Jack?
just
You
remembered. I
pervert.
remembered that too. The hands looked like chubby
Yeah,
hands, right?
yeah. It's a
Yeah.
man's hands over a little child. Maybe it's a boy, but it looks like a girl. Like,
Oh, a
what
little
the
child.
fuck?
I don't think I remember that. I think I remember the hands over a
No, it looks like a
child.
little. It
Really?
looks like a little child. It's like, what the fuck is
No.
going
Oh
on?
my gosh, that's horrible.
Keto.
I hope it's not that.
you
So I
know,
googled it. She
the
was
French.
17. Rose
Okay.
Duet was supposed to be 17.
I mean, it's pretty normal in those times, but yeah,
Yeah.
explains her naiveness.
Yeah, and I think it explains why she's so rebellious. I think we're more rebellious in our teenage years, you know? And she's kind of
Well, I
like, I
mean,
don't want.
it doesn't need to be explained. The guy's a douchebag. They're just marrying for money.
Well,
There's
I
only movie I
mean,
like
I think
Billy Zane in.
I know. It's his best movie.
It was his perfect role.
I don't think she was running away from Billy. I think she was running away from the pressure of having to be a lady and what society tells her to be, and
The
like
dude was
that.
smacking around, threatening to kill her, basically.
Oh yeah, she was. I'm not saying she wasn't. Sorry, I'm not saying she wasn't running away from him. She was, but the rebelliousness was more than just him. Is what I'm saying. I think
Yeah,
it
yeah, of
was the
course.
whole. She watched that little girl folding her napkin. She's like, she wanted to be a free spirit and spit like a man.
By the way, she's a biatch for throwing that diamond into the ocean, man. wasting
What?
everybody's time, dude.
She could have donated it. That part is true.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
It belongs in a
inheritance.
museum.
Her family could inherit it, whatever, or a museum if you don't want them to, whatever. But anyways, let's not. I
Charity.
don't want to talk about too much about Titanic, but wanted to bring that up. So next thing is Prime Video announces the second Marvel project. It's going to be Spider-Man Noir. I'm assuming it's live action too. It's set in the 1930s. I don't know. Remember Spider-Man Noir from the cartoon? He's the one in all black.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's one of the more
So,
popular alternate Spider-Mans.
so
So
it's gonna be live action.
I believe so. I think they're going in
Oh,
all in
okay.
on live action stuff because they're already doing
That's
Silk. So now they got Spider-Man Noir. They're doing their best to come for HBO and Netflix with this Spider-Man stuff. And Spider-Man Noir is really popular. It's actually kind of cool. It's like 1930s noir, so he's in all black. It could be dope.
So it sounds cool, yeah. But this is Amazon, you're saying, or
Amazon?
Or who's
Remember we talked about Amazon got the rights to all Spider-Man TV shows.
Oh, okay.
So they got Silk. That's the Asian one, and then Spider-Man Noir, which is completely different from like obviously modern Spider-Man. So you can go. I don't think there's like a backstory that people are attached to with that. So they could do so much with that. They even uses a gun.
One thing I noticed is that you were saying that they're coming for HBO. I think one thing that HBO does is like when they commit to a show, they commit, and there's like I don't think it's common that they just drop after one season, as long as some people like it, or especially if it's a big franchise like that, they commit, you know. And I feel like Amazon, even if there's buzz or if it was good, they just drop it. And I feel like HBO is better about like
maybe that's what's that Miss Mabel show, whatever that's been on forever.
Marvelous Miss Mabel.
Yeah, that's been on forever. They put so much money into Lord of the Rings. You're back because they dropped that comic show that nobody was watching now. So
yeah, but it was good. I think
you should give it more time. Obviously,
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Just if they know something's good, I feel like they keep it. At least
they don't have that. They don't have that Netflix reputation just yet. I mean, my favorite show on there is the what is it called? Reboot or Rebooted, or the one where he gets uploaded online. Upload.
Yeah, Upload.
I'm shocked they're still making those because I don't see enough people talking about it. But you know, they don't have that reputation. I don't want to give that reputation yet.
Actually, there's actually another one with Rosa Salazar. Have you seen it?
No,
it's called. Well, that's you know the actress. She's from.
I probably maybe if I saw her face.
She's done a lot of stuff, but she's in Akita Battle Angel.
The main actress. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't recognize her face because they warped her face in that movie.
Oh, and Undone.
Have you seen Battle Angel? They warp her face. I wouldn't recognize her.
Alita Battle Angel. I said Akita. But there's a show called Undone on Amazon, and you're right. I mean, I don't think it's popular, but they did do 2 seasons, and that show is phenomenal. It's so good with Bob Odenkirk from Breaking Bad. You should watch it. It's good. It's different kind of animation. It's like half animation, half live action. I think they actually film it and like add animated aesthetic to it. Jonathan likes it too.
Yeah, maybe. There's so much to do. This much. I just barely started watching what's it called? Apple stuff. Well, only one Apple show, but it's a Ted Lasso, which is great.
I thought you were going to say Severance because you got to watch that one.
I've heard of it. I'll eventually watch more, but I started with Ted Lasso and they're about to have season 3. It's actually really good. I think you actually like it, even though I don't watch soccer. I know you don't watch soccer. It's actually
no, I like it. I have watched it.
Oh, you do watch it? Okay, yeah, it's really good. And actually, you know that grumpy ex-player that becomes the coach, the one who's always grumpy.
Yes, he's gonna be what's his name?
Hercules.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because when I saw him in Thor, he looks so weird. The way that these
you were like, who is this guy?
Yeah, who's this bum? You know. And then I watched Ted Lasso. I was like, oh, I love him. But he looks weird, and he doesn't even look like him. But I was like, oh shit, it's Hercules. Now I'm more excited.
It's like you have to know him to like the fact that he's going to play Hercules. I agree.
What's crazy is they hired him just to be a writer.
They hired him to be a writer?
Yeah, they just hired him to be a writer. He's a writer and actor.
Oh.
And then so when they're in the writing room, they're creating that character. He's like, you know what? I think I could do this role. He's like, I think this guy would never writing. I think I can do it. And they're like, go ahead, try. And they obviously he's great in it.
He's so good in it.
He's really talented.
Oh, wow. He's so talented. Dang. Okay.
Next topic. So James Gunn reassures fans that Warner Brothers cannot interfere with the DCU, which is confusing now because we're giving him some leeway. James Gunn's telling fans that Warner Bros. Cannot interfere with his DCU choices, so you can't blame him as much as Kathleen Kennedy if you want now. Because he should have admitted to that. Because I would think maybe the older stuff he has less to say with, opposed to the newer stuff. Right. But he's just, if you're gonna say that, then you got to take the blame too. It's kind of weird that because DC's trying really hard to not condone Ezra Miller, but not flat out throw him on the bus because they want this movie to come out so bad. I guarantee you, once that movie comes out, they're gonna trash his ass. But for now, they gotta play nice. So like, well, he's in rehab, and technically, he hasn't been charged with anything. So I don't even know what he means. Well, he does drugs. He definitely does drugs. He does a lot of drugs. I heard he does ketamine. So supposedly he's in rehab right now. It still doesn't excuse the stuff that he's done. But if you need help, you need help.
And what do you think of like his apology? You think that was fake? Because it was a written one. It was a statement.
I didn't see it. I mean, I doubt it's real. I'm sure it's a studio apology.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hit like 2 different women, I believe, right? While intoxicated, but it was obviously he was intoxicated, but he still did it. And he's ran away with this like 16-year-old girls. Like this dude's
he groomed her and took her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the parents are shit too. They let that happen.
Yeah. I mean, I think, it's all gross. Like he also I think he held like a couple ransom in their home and like robbed them or something. Like I mean, and then he.
Oh really?
There's just like a long laundry list of shit he's done. It's just gross. And meanwhile, Will Smith is canceled for like he should have done it. Believe me, I don't think he should have hit Chris Rock, but he's had a long career being nice. I think he lost himself in that moment. It's not okay. Yeah. But he also watched his mother get beat as a kid, so I think he just got triggered.
Well, listen, Ezra was canceled, but that movie's coming out no matter what. They casted him nothing else, but he's definitely canceled. They just got so much writing. It's like fuck, we got it. And Will Smith has a sequel to I Am Legend coming. He's doing it. With Michael B. Jordan. Excited about that. He's not canceled. He has a slave movie coming out.
For 10
people don't
years.
like it. I mean, at least Will Smith said, "Hey, I was on drugs. I'm going to rehab. At least to be something." But he wasn't. His drug is his wife. So,
well, that's
something else. It just rubs people the wrong way. I don't know.
I think so too. I just think
when you see the crime in front of you.
Yeah, I think 10 years was a lot though. To never go back, especially his age. Like, I thought that was a harsh punishment. But going back to the Flash, I think I'm justifying seeing it by saying that I like the director, which I do like the director. He directed Mama. Have you seen that movie?
Is that the horror one?
Yes, it's amazing. Have you seen it?
Looks stupid. I didn't watch that.
Oh, no, it's good. Actually, when I used to work for Focus Features, I think I brought that up in my interview, and it helped me. I think they bought it. I'm not sure, but it's actually really good. He did a short actually, and then the short got made into a feature. So it's one of those stories. It's good.
By the way,
so I'm quiet seeing it, and he did It. You saw It, right?
Isn't it directed by 2 dudes? Something Manzetti.
It's directed by the guy that did Mama. Let me see.
Because I thought there was 2 directors on It.
Maybe you're right.
Something Manzetti.
But if so, he was one. If that's the case,
it's one guy, but it's
Andy Muschietti.
Okay, the second one wasn't good, but the first one was great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the second one could have been, source material, because I think a lot of people didn't like the second book either. For the second
just
part.
So you know, that trailer was fire. Michael Keaton and all this stuff.
I heard. Don't tell me nothing. I don't watch trailers.
Fire.
Josh, did you just say one person? Oh my god, I'm gonna kill you.
Fire.
That's what I hear. I do hear it.
That's what I'm saying. There's no way they can cut them. They can't. There's just too much money to this film, and everybody says it's great.
Are you gonna do a little insert of yourself and just say, "I watched the trailer, guys"? Blah 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 blah.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like when you did that whole little segment about when you did the research on the J.J. Abrams story, you did a little segment of yourself after. No. I can do a little insert of yourself talking about the trailer. No. But
going on the opposite spectrum on that, so Batgirl, Peter Safran explains the quality was bad. It had to be canceled. Everybody agreed that seen it, and it just wasn't worth putting more money into the movie. That's what I've been saying. I don't think it was going to be good. It looked bad, and they're flat out saying it now. So
okay.
Let's move
Brendan Fraser was in it, right? Or no?
What about him?
Wasn't he in Batgirl or something? Or no?
No,
I feel
Michael
like there
Keaton
was
was.
someone else.
Michael Keaton.
Oh, in Batgirl.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like there was some kind of people were upset because someone was in it.
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
I guess it was Michael.
They wanted to see him
Okay.
as Batman.
Okay.
This is really about AMC, but we'll bring Elijah Wood into it. He slams AMC theaters for introducing new pricing scheme based on where customers sit to watch a movie. Have you heard about this? What AMC is doing?
I think I did.
They really don't want people in their theaters. So basically they want to charge more for better seating. It's kind of good because the not nosebleed seats, the seats in the front when you're like if that actually costs less.
Okay.
I guarantee you they're not going to cost less. They're going to cost the average ticket price and everything else. I bet you, I don't know. I'm just saying. I guarantee you those will be average ticket prices, and then it's going to go up and up and up. Now, if it did actually cost less, then I could kind of see it working because those seats suck, and that's like when you get fucked over and you're like fuck. But other than that, yeah, even Elijah Wood say no. AMC, no, they're so corporate. It's annoying.
I think, like you said, I would be okay with it if they're giving people an opportunity to pay less to sit up front.
Yeah.
If that's the idea, to like get more people there by tiering the pricing, I think that's fine. But yeah, if you're just charging everyone the same and charging more for good seats, it's just kind of shitty.
I think it's not reading the room where movie theaters are at right now, where they don't want to pay more. They don't want to hear that. If you advertise it as painless, maybe it would have been received better. I sit on the side so I can go to the restroom. People will sit in the middle. They're fucked.
Yeah. It's
already
weird.
AMC is not cheap already.
Well, I got my movie pass.
Okay. I don't know how. I wonder what Movie Pass thinks about that.
So, well, it includes AMC. So we'll see. I'm waiting for Friday gets one. Friday's going to get one too. And Chris I'll see, and I think Daddy's gonna do it too. So we'll see how it works out. I mean, if it, my only thing is like I want it to work for new releases because a lot of these memberships are not new releases.
Move your mic closer. Move your mic closer.
Maybe is this one better?
That's way better.
Maybe it's a different headphone. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we'll see how it goes. But I think they're allowing you to roll over. So now that they're doing it, their tiered pricing, it won't be as cheap. That was where they failed when they were giving it for $10. It was just not sustainable. But so the lowest one is $20 and you can do 3 movies a month. But if you don't use it, you can roll it over. I like that. So
you, Chris, and Friday, how does that work? Does everybody need a card? You got a person?
Everyone needs a card. Everyone needs a card. I can now, as a member, get other people in, but you can sign up, or I can get you in too. But so, like, if someone on the outside signs up, and we could maybe raffle this off. I'll email somebody a pass, but yeah, I'll email you guys a pass if you comment below with something like what.
I don't know. No, you have to actually subscribe.
Your favorite movie.
So how does that work? Because most people are buying tickets digitally. You got 3 people, one card that only allows you to buy 1 ticket. How do you buy the other 2?
That's what I'm saying. They each have a card. And what I'm saying is that I can get you, not for free. So right now, if you go on their site, right, you have to join a wait list. You can't get a card. But a member like me, I'm already in. I was grandfathered in, and then I got the first batch of movie passes. And I had 24 hours to do it. So did Daddy, and so did Chris, and they didn't do it. But I didn't, and so now I get like 10 people in. I can get 10 people automatically in. I can send them an email link, and they can sign up right away. They don't have to do the wait list.
Okay,
does that make sense? So
Friday has a card? No, right?
Yeah, so I signed her up. Yeah, so she has an email. She has an email address.
So you're paying You're paying 3 subscription fees?
Yes.
That's whack. That's way too much.
Well, we'll see. We go a lot because I like to take Friday to movies a lot.
Some people are going to want 1 subscription fee so they can pay for their ticket, and then they'll just pay for whoever they're taking. But they want to do it 1 transaction. But you can't do it in 1 transaction. You would have to do 2 separate transactions because you have to use 2 different cards. It's an inconvenience.
Well, yeah, if somebody's not a member, for sure. Yeah. I mean,
God.
that's how it is when you have any membership. AMC too. If you have an AMC membership, the other person has to pay with a card. That's something
What's the
that's
monthly?
existed. The lowest one is 20 and you get 3 movies
That's
a
what
month.
you got?
Yes. And so I feel like that's reasonable, that's sustainable. They're not giving $10 a month and like unlimited movies. That was just not sustainable. That's why they crashed. But they're going back to their other. So when I first signed up 10 years ago, I was actually paying $40 a month and it was unlimited movies, but I was single, so that amount was worth it to me. So and it did sustain. It lasted like that for 3 years. It was when they decided, they sold it to somebody and we're gonna have it for $10 a month, and everybody signed up, and that was just not sustainable. Like obviously, that's not gonna help the movie theaters. So they're going back to their old way, which I think makes more sense.
All right. Next topic
So
is
if you want one,
nah,
let me know.
Nah, I'm good. I don't spend that much.
If anyone wants one, let me know.
So it's been confirmed, supposedly. I think it was Deadline. I accidentally erased it. Megan's gonna get a unrated version released. It's unclear if it's gonna release right away when because it's still in theaters, or if they're gonna wait for it. But supposedly it's confirmed there will be an unrated version. It was toned down to get the PG-13 rating.
Interesting.
So I am excited for that. Apparently it's not scarier; it's just more gorier, which I can see because the only gory part was when she ripped that dude's ear off and like, damn.
Yeah. Okay. So I was also going to I meant to text you because we kept referring to the director as he, where like he must want to know about family, like parenting. It's a female director.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, sorry, yeah, female female writer.
So it's a male director, but a female writer?
I don't know if she directed it too. I just know because she was on my friend's podcast, which everyone should listen to, the Q&A with Jeff Goldsmith.
Is she a mother?
I don't know. I don't know. She could be. They didn't talk about that. So yeah. So the writer is female. The director is male, but a female wrote it. Her name is Akilah Cooper. And she was exploring parenting and stuff like that. So
yeah, we should have considered the writer too. We were so well directed. We didn't even think about it.
Right. I was thinking about that. So I was like, oh, I gotta text Josh. I didn't realize it's actually a female writer.
She wrote Malignant?
Yes.
I didn't see it, but I heard it was really popular.
Yes.
So she must be a good writer.
Yes, and a woman of color.
Oh, really?
Which I thought was really cool. Yeah. She's Black.
Okay. The Nun too. People really like. I didn't ever watched it. The Nun.
Yeah, I know. I didn't either, but people like it though.
Okay, well, that's a good tag team.
I thought that was interesting. And her Q&A is available on the Q&A with Jeff Goldsmith.
All right, cool. They had one more thing on here. Oh yeah, so your movie Barbarian, Zach Cregger's first film, his second script sold for over at 38 million to New Line. It's the highest ever. Everybody's Hollywood's talking about it. 30 million. His total script for $30 million. It's the highest sold script ever.
Oh my god!
It's only his second script.
Wait. But are you saying Barbarian was his second script, or you're saying after this he wrote something else?
I believe Barbarian is his first script.
Oh my god!
His second script, I think it's called It was kind of worded weird. I think it's called Weapons. It sold for $38 million to New Line. I didn't know New Line was still making movies.
Oh my gosh!
The only thing was, the way they wrote it was weird because it's the highest selling script ever, but then it says he's getting $5 million to direct and $10 million total. Well, if he got 30 million for the script, what do they mean he only got 10 million total? Isn't it his script? Doesn't he get all 38 million?
No, I'm thinking to direct is a different price than
different price to direct. I get that part. 5 million to direct and 10 million total. Why did they write it that way? Shouldn't it be like 42 million total or something?
Well, you said 5 million to direct and something else, right? What was it?
The way they wrote it is 5 million to direct and 10 million total. But the script sold for 38 million, so I'm assuming he gets all 38, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah. If he sold, well, no, because his agent takes a
Yeah,
percentage.
I know
But yeah,
that. I know that people
but
get
yes,
percentages, but I'm
that
assuming he
is
made a shit.
crazy.
So
That
Barbarian
is
must have been
crazy.
just knocked out of the park financially. Obviously, horror movies they cost, like Megan cost 12 million. I don't even know how that movie looked great, but that's what's great about like certain comedies and horror movies. They're cheaper to make, and when they make a profit, it's a big profit. But I can't believe how much he sold it for. It must have been a great script,
Wow.
and they must have loved Barbarian that
Wow.
much.
I mean, it was very good, but I don't know if I would like just right out of the bat pay 38 million for a script.
They're
Like whoever
probably
made
looking at
that
him like
decision is
the
bold.
Kevin Williamson when he wrote Scream, and then he's doing I Know What You Did Last Summer, kind of like that. Like
Yeah.
this is the next guy.
Oh my gosh.
That script must be really good though. 38
It must
million.
be
That's a
really
bidding war,
good. And also he must have a badass agent.
right?
Damn.
They hyped them up good.
Yeah. We need to
Better be a
sign
good
up for
movie.
IMD Pro because
That already
I'm really curious. Huh?
that already puts the movie in a like I don't know if that counts as a budget for a movie when they find a script like that, but Jesus Christ. It's a lot of money.
I'll give you sent me this once. It's an industry tip. But if you sign up for IMD Pro, because I'm actually really curious. But if you sign up for IMD Pro, that's how you can find agents. You find out who are these people's agents. You know, you can actually send offer letters that way. And actually, a lot of when you work in the industry, we all have IMD Pro. We just look up people
Yeah.
that way. I'm really curious though.
Don't you have Pro?
Huh?
Don't you have
I
Pro?
don't.
Oh
No.
no, didn't you? I thought you had it.
I did when I worked in development, but not me
Oh, okay.
personally.
Oh, okay. Do they charge a lot to be
No,
on
they
there?
don't. Well, sort of. They charge $15 a month.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah,
just
it's not
like,
really
I
worth it.
mean, I'm already paying $20 for my movie pass.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it is
bro.
helpful. And for those who want to know, you know, stuff like that. You can also get budget salaries. It's cool.
That is cool. Do you have a recommendation for the week?
Oh, I forgot. You go first.
So the movie I'm going to recommend is called The Final Girls, and Marion was looking for a different movie called I think Final Girl. It was on TikTok. We put the wrong
Okay.
one on, and it was actually pretty decent. It has a let me pull up the cast. It has a decent cast. Basically, they're fans of this like it's kind of like
Oh,
the Jason movies. It's a
okay.
fictional horror film. It's like the Jason movies, right? And so they go
Okay.
watch the movie, and they actually end up inside the movie. So it
That's
has
cool.
Tessa Farmiga, the American Horror Story girl.
Oh, okay.
Madeline Ackerman, she's in a lot of stuff. Nina Dobrev, Adam Devine, who's always funny. Thomas Middleditch. So the girl from what's it called? Aaliyah Shawkat. These names are so hard. Aaliyah
Oh,
Shawkat.
Nina Dobrev. She's in it.
You see now. What's the Arrested Development girl? So it's a really good cast.
Oh yeah.
It's a decent
Maybe.
it's a decent movie. Like it could have been so much better with the premise of going inside. They make fun of the tropes of horror movies in it.
Okay.
Why it plays out, and they're part of it, and they do some funny stuff. They do some. They could have went
Oh,
farther. It's a cool
yeah.
premise, and it's a good cast, good premise. It's decent. It's like a fun TBS movie. It's well made, but just like it's just missing something. Like they could have went more with it, but
Yeah.
it's a decent movie. I would recommend watching it, especially if you love
Yeah.
movies too. The
Yeah.
premise is really cool.
I remember seeing this poster and Chris and I were like, we gotta go. That looks
Yeah,
so good.
we watched it by complete accident. We're trying to find a different movie that she saw on TikTok, and it was actually pretty. It was fun.
Um,
Good cast.
I'll I'll recommend The Love Witch, which is like very obscure, dark film, but I love the aesthetic. It's a female director. I watch it every year. It's by Anna Biller,
You watch this movie
and
every year?
I watch this movie every year.
Oh fuck! What's it called?
It's called The Love Witch.
The Love Witch.
Yeah. It's done like a exploitation film, so don't expect it to be like, you know, and it's actually it takes place well, Actually, I think she keeps the timing ambiguous, which I think is kind of cool because nowadays everybody dresses like the 70s and stuff, so you can't really tell. Um, I it's not like your straight up like linear horror movie. It's like different, but it's so good. It's so good to me.
Okay.
And Chris and I watch it every year. Huh?
Okay. I love Witch.
Anna Biller. Yes. Anna Biller, the director, she makes all the costumes herself. So like this took her 7 years to make. She makes everything. She directs it, she's edits it, she writes it. She's heavily involved in all of her films. This is her second film. She's working on her third because she just put so much of herself in it. The one before that was called Viva. But they're like sexploitation films, but from the female gaze, as she puts it, which I like. So normally we saw those films in the 70s, but from the male gaze. This is from the female gaze. So it's kind of cool.
All right. All right, go back to the movies. Subscribe. Go watch Ant-Man. I think is it out? Is it coming out today? Did it come out today? Ant-Man? I think it came out today.
I don't know. Did it?
I saw an email. Go see Ant-Man today. Now playing Ant-Man. Go watch Ant-Man.
Go see Ant-Man.
Go to the movies. Don't wait for it to stream, you bastards.
Yes, and whoever comments with a favorite movie that I like too, I'll give you a movie pass. Or I'll give you a link to get a movie pass.
You're not giving them nothing. It's a link to be because it's a
because you can't get it now.
Yeah, it's a waiting list.
There's a wait list. But if you comment with a favorite movie and it happens to be one of mine too, I'll give you a link to get a movie pass now.
Yeah, and Marion doesn't count. Marion and Renee don't count because they're the only ones that left the comment. Somebody we don't know.
I'll hook Miriam up. It's okay.
I'll make sure she won't buy it. All right. Go back to the movies. Bye.
Go back to the movies.
Adios.
All right. Bye, Josh.